Hello, you're live with Princess Gollum, and here we have Justin and Valley from Freak City. Hi, Justin. Hi,
What's
Valley.
up, Princess Golem?
What's up, PG?
Hello.
Hi.
How you living?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're good. We're chilling.
Chilling.
I guess um, before we get into it, how did Freak City start, and how did you two meet?
It's a long story.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Once upon a time
hmm
in a faraway land, I was going to a liberal arts college and I was studying visual arts. And I met this guy,
hmm
this street boy. And yeah, he was going to shows, he was breakdancing, he was making beats, rhymes, and I was, writing poetry, and I was already making clothes. I was making clothes since I was like 7.
But when we first met, she had a jacket that she
Oh,
made and I had a shirt that I made. So it was kind of like,
It was super cute because the jacket I had on, I had like all these hearts sewn on, and it was like patchwork hearts. And then his shirt, he had a really cute girl painting
it was like an angel.
that kind of looked like me, but yeah. And then we just
that's so
started making music together.
Yeah, I took her to my studio and she was just natural on the keyboard. Started making music and then started a band, playing shows, painting murals, making clothes,
Oh,
and then Freak City kind of just developed from all that stuff.
what was the band called?
It was called The Key is She, and it was kind of like a double meaning, like the key is she, but the key is he. So it was like a boy girl rap
Oh,
duo.
that's amazing. I love your music, by the way. It's like the
Aw,
best.
thank you.
Um, Valley Girl rapping is the hottest thing in the world.
And more music coming soon.
Yeah, we have some projects coming out.
TBA.
Mhm.
Um, what was your first experience with IMVU? I heard you made a music video a while back.
Yeah, what year was that? 2012.
So yeah, our first experience with MVU was in 2012, and we actually designed a T-shirt with MVU avatars. And then when we were throwing parties, we were using the MVU characters on our flyers that we would post online, and yeah, that was our first introduction.
And then that led to a music video that we made called
Yeah.
Fubu and Versace.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
we bought mansions and cars, jewelry, clothes, and like went all out
He was balling
in this
in
like
MVU.
virtual world. And then that was like 2013. And from there, we kind of started seeing a lot more music videos and stuff. So it's super cool to be able to work with IMVU officially in this fashion show.
Yeah.
So awesome. It seems like you really seamlessly use like the digital world in the real world, and can't really tell when it like overlaps. And I really like that about Freak City in general. Can you tell us a little bit about your collection for IMVU for
It's
your
top
fashion
secret.
show? Okay.
No.
Well,
It's pretty much like blurring the lines between fantasy and reality and blurring the lines between chaos and beauty and just kind of inspired by everything around us
Mhm.
from
Mhm.
all the stuff we're experiencing and how to channel that into something that's like creative and kind of like inspiring to see what we're all dealing with and making
Mhm.
it fun and exciting.
Yeah. I love the way your work is kind of like a commentary on what's going on in the real world, but always with like a joke at the end, you know? I think that's the
Yeah,
best way to live
thank
life.
you.
Yeah, you got to like make the best out of things and embrace kind of like the unexpected or like the stuff we don't want to see. Most people kind of just want to show you the good, and we kind of want to like show you both sides of the coin.
Yeah, and the subliminal messaging
hmm
too. So we allow everyone to make their own
Right.
interpretation, like how they feel about it or
hmm
what feelings,
I think it's
are
important
listed.
too to cause engagement, right? Like to create more
Yeah.
questions than answers, since like the whole
Mhm.
unknown and you can't really tell what's real and what's an illusion and stuff. So I think to spark conversation is fun for us.
Yeah, it really makes people think too, and I think that's really special. So thank you for doing that.
I'm glad you appreciate it, Josephine.
In the show, you have a room theme, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
For sure.
Yeah,
The
so
world that you
basically
created?
it is Freak City and IMVU World. It's kind of like, I mean, a dystopian city, really. And it's also blurring the lines of like, it's kind of a parody with like real life and then fantasy world with a lot of the businesses you'll see in the room. Yeah, and the encampments and the current state of affairs, like what's really going on. So we're retelling a story.
Right. It's kind of like fast forward maybe like 10 years where aliens come and it's like, what can get worse, right? Like aliens come take over and all people have to come together to unite to kind of like fight the oppression of a alternate species that comes to, you know, police us and
Yeah.
enslave us. So it's kind of a
Oh my
positive
gosh,
meaning of
you
us
seem just
coming together.
What do you think the appeal to virtual fashion is, and why now?
Why now? I mean, yeah, the future is now, but it's so important that fashion and technology merge together, mostly because of the endless possibilities. And there are no limitations in a digital space. And I think that really helps designers' creativity. So we're kind of like our minds are expanding by being able to work differently, versus working in real life with garments and doing the technical aspect. By being able to do it virtually, it's actually made things a lot easier for me to
It's more fun
visualize.
too.
Yeah, to visualize real life items. So I think that's a huge step, and I can't wait to see like what's more in store
Right.
in the future.
The
This
future
is just the
fashion.
beginning. Yeah.
Justin, you said it was more fun. Why do you think it was more fun to do it that way?
Well, making clothes sounds more fun than it actually is, but when it comes down to creating garments, like the technical aspect,
Yeah, like the pattern.
what it takes, how many people it takes to make one garment, it's like it's fashion designer sounds like more of a fun occupation until you realize how much work it really takes. So virtually, it's kind of you're it's limitless as far as the things you can create. A lot of people will tell you that's impossible or it's too expensive or certain things like that. So virtually, you can kind of be more creative and have less boundaries.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I guess if you had any words of wisdom for the younger generation of designers and creatives, what's like one thing you would say?
I mean, I would say keep thinking outside the box, and there's going to be so many trials and tribulations and obstacle courses, and that's just part of the territory. But keep going and be persistent, and it'll happen.
Yeah, don't take no for an answer. The weirder, the better. And anyone can do anything. So, imagine what you want to see and
dream big.
Create it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much
Thank you,
coming
Princess Golem.
and sharing your world with us. And
anytime, you're more than welcome.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Hey, this is Princess Golem live with you, and here is Rio today from Gypsy Sport.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in LA. I'm in your hometown
Yes.
and loving it, working on finishing the IMVU show, and then heading back to New York in September for Fashion Week.
My bi-coastal king. Okay. I
Trying
can't
to
wait
be.
for your show, your Fashion Week show. It'll also be so special because of how things were last year. Um,
Hmm.
I'm going to be there too in September for my first art show for Spit's Knot. So
Sick.
excited.
Can't wait.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about your IMVU collection. I'm so dying to see. I'm dying.
Sure. So we started the collection a couple months ago, and it's about 10 looks, 10 different models, 10 avatars. And this is the first time Gypsy Sport has ever done a virtual fashion show. So like, and we've been dying to do it for such a long time, especially with the pandemic. It was like impossible to have real life shows. So we started working on the idea a while back ago, but we didn't know where it was going to like actually manifest or where it was going to be presented. And then once I got the invite from IMVU, I was like, okay, this is perfect. So what we did is we turned all the past 10 Gypsy Sport collections are representing one look in the show. So every look represents one collection from the past, and it's kind of like a greatest hits album or something like that.
Oh my gosh, amazing. I can't wait to see. Every
Yeah.
collection you've done has been iconic.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I love the message that is always very, very apparent in all of your shows, all of the casting, everything that you do is kind of representing like inclusivity. Um, can you tell us a little bit about your logo, the Gypsy Sport logo?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So the logo, the Gypsy Sport logo, is actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So it's actually like some people see a spaceship, some people see a UFO or the planet Saturn, and all of those are definitely on point because really what it represents is just like leaving your circumstances, leaving planet Earth and going into your own world and like creating your own universe, dressing however the hell you want, expressing yourself the way that you want to without any like social rules or gender binaries. So it's always been really about like just being yourself and just sharing who you are with the world rather than like letting all the rules of like fashion and gender and all that stuff to like oppress you. And like from the beginning, we've kind of learned, I've learned more and more about like everything from racial diversity to body positivity,
Mhm.
and just self-love in general is a big part of the brand. And
Mhm.
so you can't really express those things without having a good selection of people or like a good um, I mean, it's impossible to represent everybody, but we want to at least represent as many people as possible. And so we even did that with IMVU. I remember from the very beginning, we talked to them about having different body types, different skin tones, especially Black, Brown, and Asian people, because I think that we need a lot of representation in fashion. And so, yeah, I'm
Thank
super excited about that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Do you remember the Vogue CFDA show in
Of
LA?
course. A lot
Yeah,
of people don't know that you've actually walked in one of the very first Gypsy Sports shows ever.
I know.
So major.
That show meant so much to me, and that's why you as an entity and also Gypsy Sport means so much to me. It's like always going to have such a special place in my heart because that's never
Right.
happened to me before. And I'm probably the smallest person I know. I'm 4'11" heaven. And
Yes.
it just made me feel like so like the world could be better, and it just gave me a lot of hope for people like me and also other people that are different, and
Yeah.
really appreciated that a lot, so I wanted you to know that.
Thank you. I appreciated you being part of it. And I've always followed you too since then because like we have friends and models all over the world. And like when I was back in New York, you're one of the LA girls that I always like look forward to working with again. And I thought we'd be working on like a photo shoot or something, but we're going into the metaverse and we're about to be virtual. It's really
Yes.
cool. Cool.
Manifestation. I just got the chills again. Oh my gosh. These are like the moments I live for, like it's so special. I'm so happy we're reconnecting like this.
Same.
So funny. I was an alien yesterday in a music show, but that's like your theme for the show. So tell us a little bit about that and how you came up with your room theme and your world within IMVU.
For sure. So the room theme is kind of like a vacation from the real world, like everything that we were going through with the pandemic and still going through with like wars and social conflicts and political conflict. And I mean, there's so much bad stuff happening in the real world that I just wanted to find. I wanted to create a world with the creators, the IMVU creators, that felt nothing like what we were going through. So we made a beautiful like vacation island with a sunset, but like it's an everlasting sunset, and all of the colors are a little different than what like human world is like. And the models that includes the models. So like we had, as far as like diversity goes, we have like the brown and the black and all the different skin tones, but we also added some alien skin tones because like I don't know. I like to imagine that there's aliens among us, and like we are here. Some of us are here and just trying to blend in, and it's just a fantasy. It's like a full fantasy. Nothing that you will find in any other fashion show.
Oh, amazing! I can't wait.
Me too.
Okay. Question: if you could go to Mars, would you in your lifetime?
Yeah. Hell
right?
Yeah.
My mom. It's gonna be so hard. You know that, right? And I'm like, yes, but it's iconic.
Exactly. Like exactly.
The thing you could do is to be born on Earth and to die in Mars. Like, how crazy would that be?
Amazing. Yes.
If we ever get the opportunity, we're gonna go together in the same spaceship.
My God, yes. Can we just please do a photo shoot before we die up there?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh. Okay. Back to okay, so oh, can you tell us also how Gypsy Sport kind of started? I think everyone wants to know how it came to life.
For sure. It's a very funny story. I mean, it's not funny, but like I actually started Gypsy Sport online as a blog. And I've always worked for like corporate America and corporate fashion brands. And so like when you work for a corporation, sometimes it's not very fulfilling. And every day after work, I would go home and I created like this blog with like all types of people, like beautiful, different types of beauty standards and like animals and nature. And it was like this world that I just wanted to be part of that I couldn't find. And eventually a company called V-Files said, we really love your blog and we would like to turn that into a clothing line. And that was how Gypsy Sport started in 2013.
Oh my gosh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It all started on the internet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've always had a fashion background?
Yeah, always.
Okay. Amazing. I really feel you on the working a day job and then not feeling fulfilled, so you go home and work more. But that's the only way you could live and be sustainable, like creatively and also spiritually. And I think that just shows your dedication. And if you had like any words of wisdom or advice for like the youth and the younger generation of designers and creatives, like what's like one thing you would say or more?
I for sure I wanted to say that like everybody, it's very cliche to say like don't give up, but it's really important to know that you can't give up, and also like you got to have faith in yourself when nobody else does, because sometimes like your own friends or family won't see the vision that you have in your mind. Like I knew I wanted to be a designer, but my friends and employers were like, no way, you didn't go to school, you don't have like any fashion sense, like you're not a designer, like you can't do this. But I was like, I know I was born to do this and I know that it's like my path. So I had to kind of separate myself from some friends and family to keep my vision alive. And also like, yeah, once you have that going, like there's going to always be bumps in the road and stuff, but just don't give up. Listen to your intuition and follow your dreams.
Oh, I love that. I want to put that whole statement on a t-shirt.
I'm gonna make it just for you.
Yeah, just in quotes, Rio. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And
Sure.
Going back to the virtual world and the world that you've created, I think I mean, not main, but why I love Gypsy Sport so much is because you've created your own world and we get to be a part of it, you know, and other people that create their worlds, when they work with you, you kind of share the worlds and kind of come together. And I think that's what makes this next collection so special with IMVU. Do you see like more of this virtual world and fashion kind of mixing together more in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I really hope so. Like, I would love to have a show with like IMVU models interacting with like real life models and like hanging
Gosh.
out and like hugging and stuff. That's the future for sure. Because there's so much you can do in the metaverse that you can't even like imagine in the real world. So the more we get connected to our technology, I think the more virtual fashion is going to be part of the real fashion industry.
Yeah. Isn't it cool when you can just go off in the virtual world? Like you can have the full fantasy that's not doable, but also like not economic and not sustainable to do in the real world.
So
And
factual.
yeah, would you ever like create a new collection on InView?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some people are selling so much designs on there, and like, hell yeah, definitely.
I think that would be something I would look forward to too in the future, apart from
Yes,
everything else that you do.
I would love to.
I'm excited. Okay, well, thank you so much for speaking with me and sharing your world with me and sharing
Sure.
Gypsy with the world. And yeah.
Thank you so much. Anytime. Cannot wait to see you. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the show, everybody. Peace.
Bye, thank you. Logging off.